Good morning, my dear children. Welcome to the online session of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. Children, today we are going to discuss about ledger. Let us see some more transactions and do the journal entry, and then let us post the entries from the journal to the ledger. So, by using this blackboard, I will show you the process of posting an entry. Children, you may have noticed the question in front of you. So that is the question which we are going to solve today. So those are the transactions. So first what you have to do is read the question very carefully, read those transactions very carefully, and from those transactions you are going to show pass the journal entry. Okay, so this is the format of a journal entry. At the top you have to write in the books of Mrs. Bhanu Traders. So the name of the proprietor will be given to you. So that you have to mention at the top. And then what are you preparing? You are preparing a journal entry, so that will be shown over here. Date, particulars, ledger folio, debit side and credit side. This is the format. In your question, it is given that the year is 2020. The first transaction given in your question is 1st April commence the business with a capital of rupees 1,50,000. So here business is started. So I hope you remember the rule of debit and credit. Using those rules, you have to pass the journal entry. So let me give you an idea about that rule of debit and credit. You know that A I will represent as asset, L as liability, C as capital, R as revenue, and E as expenses. Okay, here I will write debit side and here I will write credit side. Now debit side, asset increases, you have to debit it. If asset decreases, you have to credit it. Liability, capital and revenue, you have to follow the same rule. Okay, so opposite of asset. If liability, capital and revenue increases, you have to credit it. And if these three decreases, you have to debit it. What about revenue? Sorry, expenses. Asset and expenses, you have to use the same rule. That is, expenses increases, you have to debit it. If expenses decreases, you have to credit it. So following this rule of debit and credit, we will pass the journal entry. So our first journal entry was commence a business, started a business with capital of 1,50,000. So what is the journal entry in this case? You know that cash is an asset. Okay, cash is an asset which is introduced in the business. So what happens in the cash? That is, cash have increased because you have introduced the cash in the business. Cash have increased. So if cash asset, it is an asset. If it increases, you are supposed to debit cash. Okay, you are debiting the cash account. Now, capital is introduced in the business. So capital, what? The next account what you have to prepare is the capital account. We already have a capital. If it increases, because it is introduced in the business, you are bringing the capital in the business. So if it increases, what you are supposed to do? If it increases, you have to credit it. Now how to write the entry in the journal and make the journal entry for this transaction is April 1 is the date. So the date column, write down April 1. Next is posting the entry, journalizing the entry. So, cash account will be debited. The column of this you can write debit to capital account. Okay. So, this cash debit side you have to represent by writing debit on that corner, and credit side will be represented with the term or the word to. So here to means credit, and here for debit we are using the actual have to write, it is very important, and that is narration. Being business started. Okay? And how much is the amount brought? So in front of cash, you have to write 1,50,000. So in credit side, you can put your dash. And when you write the amount in front of credit, that is to capital. For debit, there is no amount, but below this credit, you have to write 1,50,000. Okay? So our first transaction is completed. You have journalized the first transaction. After completing the first transaction, you can underline this, or you can put a line. Don't see, the length of this line should be this much only. Okay, don't extend your line. So you have finished the first transaction. Now the second transaction, you have to follow the same rule. It will be better if you write this rule of debit and credit on the other side, so that it will be easy for you to pass this journal entry looking at this rule of debit and credit. So after following this pattern for some while and you get thorough with the rule of debit and credit, then you can avoid this. Okay, so for some problems you can use this rule and then practice, and once you get practice with this, or you learn that rules of debit and credit, you can avoid writing such a thing. Okay, so this is the first journal entry. So in the same way, I am going to pass the remaining journal entry looking at the transaction. So children, now we are going to, I have shown the journal entry, I have passed the journal entry looking at the transaction. So on first April 2, bank account debited to cash account. Bank account have been opened. So in your business, the cash is going out. So there is a decrease in your cash because cash is going to the bank. So cash being an asset, it is decreasing, but your bank being, because the cash is being deposited in the bank, so bank balance will increase. So bank will increase. So being asset, bank is also an asset. So it is an increase, means bank will have to debit, and cash, because it is also an asset which is decreasing, you have to credit it. Okay, and amount you have to show it in the debit and credit side respectively. Right, don't forget to write the narration because it equally carries the marks. Then the third transaction is on April 3rd. Furniture is being purchased. So as one of the class I have mentioned that whenever you purchase or sell a fixed asset, instead of using the word purchase, you should use the name of that fixed asset which is purchased or sold out. Okay, so here the furniture is being purchased. So you have to, furniture is an asset. As you know, furniture is an asset. So asset is increased. So asset, that is furniture, should be debited. Okay, furniture account is debited with 20,000. And cash, again cash is an asset which is decreasing. So decrease in cash, credited. So to cash account, the furniture purchase. So these are the three journal entries in front of you. I am teaching you how to post the entry from the ledger. So you have to understand the way of posting. Once you understand the method of posting the entry, then any type of journal entry will be easy for you. So you just have to learn the way of posting the entry. Now next thing what you are going to do is posting the entry in the ledger. So my dear children, here is the format of a ledger. Now we are going to make a posting. So children, first of all, what we have to do is, we have to take the number of accounts which we have to prepare here. So here you can see that cash, capital, bank, cash, furniture, cash. So these many accounts are there. But you can see that cash has been repeated 3 times. But you have to prepare cash account only 1 time. So cash account is the first account which you have to prepare. Then there is the other account is the capital account. So I have prepared the capital account. And bank account is also there. So I have have prepared bank account, and one more furniture account is also there, which because of the restriction of the place I have not prepared that. So you have to prepare the furniture account also. So here, as per this transaction, there are 4 accounts which you have to prepare. So depending on the transactions and the journal entry, you have to prepare the accounts. Now children, let us learn how to do the posting. So the first transaction is cash account debited to capital account. So here you have to write down the year first of all, 2020, and here also I wrote 2020. Now all these boxes you can fill with the year. Okay. Okay. Now next is on 1st April, cash account is debited to capital account. So cash is on the debit side. So we have a cash account, isn't it? Which is the debit side of cash? Cash account debit side is the left hand side. Here what you have to write is on April 1 is the first transaction which is taking place. So I will write here April 1. The next thing what I have to do is, in cash you have to write to capital account. Okay. Then the amount column I have to write 1,50,000. Okay. So your debit side entry is over. Now what about the credit side? Credit side is given to capital. So you also have a capital account. On the credit side, capital is on the credit, isn't it? So you have to make an entry on the credit side of the capital. That is the right hand side. So capital account credit side, April 1. What do you write? By. So whenever you are posting an entry in your debit credit side, you have to use the word by. By cash account. You will never write the name of the same account in that is in capital account itself you can't write capital. So the other account from where you are bringing that cash, that will be shown over here. So how much in the amount column you write? You write 1,50,000. Okay. So both debit aspect and credit aspect have been recorded. Now moving to the next posting, that is bank account debited to cash account. Bank account is debited. Now children, moving to the next transaction, that is on April 2, bank account debited to cash account. Bank account is debited. So we have a bank account. On the debit side of bank account, I will write first of all date, that is April 2. Okay. And under bank account, you have to write to cash account. Okay. So bank account is debited. On the bank account debit side, this is the bank account and this is its debit side. We will write here the date first, April 2, to cash account. Okay. Debit side is always represented by 2 and credit side is represented by. Okay, remember it. So your debit aspect have been recorded. Now what about the credit aspect? It is on the cash account. So on the cash account credit side, cash is credited there. So on cash account credit side, you can first of all write the date, that is April 2. Here credit side is represented by. By which account you should write? See, on bank account debit side you write to cash. So on cash account credit side you have to write by bank account. How much is the amount? It's 50,000. Okay. So this is how the posting of the account is done. So children, I have posted almost all the journal entry to this ledger, individual ledger account except furniture because there is no space here. But furniture account credit item, that is on the credit side of cash account, I have shown the furniture account. Okay, so now it's closing of account. Now you have to learn, I hope you have understood how to post the entries from the journal to the ledger. Now the most important part is closing the account. You are supposed to close this account. Now how to do that? Please follow me. Here, the first thing what you have to do is, you know the rule of debit and that is the rule. What is the rule of accountancy? Debit should be equal to your credit. Okay, with equal amount. Debit should be equal to the credit. So that, following that rule, you have to close this account. You can notice that on the debit side of your account, cash account is more. It is 1,50,000. And if you make total of these two sides, it is coming 70,000. Okay, so which side is more? You can see that 1,50,000 is more. So you have to close this account with 1,50,000. Whichever side is more, you can make that side as the total of it. Okay, this side was more, so I wrote 1,50,000 or at the both debit and credit amount column as total. Now here the amount is short. How much amount is short? That is 1,50,000 is the total amount. But the credit side is not tallying. You can see that here it is 70,000 and here you got 15,000. So how much amount is short the credit side? So children, here you can see that debit side is 1,50,000 and we wrote 1,50,000 both the side, but credit side is short. So how much amount is short so that we can get 1,50,000 as our total amount? So 80,000. If you make total of this side, 80,000 plus 20,000 plus 50,000, you will get 1,50,000. Now your debit side is equal to your credit side. So here you have to write the date as 30th, that is, which is the last day of April, 30. So that you can write here, and in front of this amount you can write by balance carried down. Okay, you are carrying rupees 80,000 to the next month, that you have to bring it over here. What is the next month after April? It is May. So you can write here May 1. Okay. So the cash balance of 80,000 at the end of the April, after there is the cash flow, that is cash coming in and cash going out, at the end of that month you came to know that 80,000 cash is there in your business. Okay, so this cash will be brought to the next month. So how much is the amount? It's 80,000 which you are bringing to the next month. What are you supposed to write here? Here you can write to balance brought down. Okay, brought down. You are bringing it down. Okay, here you are using the word carried down, and here you are supposed to use the word brought down. So same amount, 80,000 is the amount which you are bringing down. Okay, so this is how you have to close this account. One more I will show you. This is a capital account, and in capital account you have only one item. So when you close this account, see 1,50,000 you can write over here. Your credit side is 1,50,000, but your debit side nothing is there. But it is not that way. You know that debit should be equal to credit. So making that happen, you can write here April 30th. April 30th is the last day of April. So to balance carried down. How much is the amount carried down? Is that 1,50,000 you can carry down here. Make the total of it as both the side 1,50,000 you will get, and this amount, this capital you will use the next month also. So you have to bring it to the next month as May 1. Okay, May 1 you can write here by balance brought down. You are bringing this amount of So this capital will be there in your next month business also. Same way you have to do for bank account and financial account. So I hope you have understood the way of posting the entry. See children, journalizing the entry is to be done following the rules of debit and credit. And this ledger posting, you have to use the journals. Okay, you have to see debit side and credit side. As per that, you have to post the entries. After posting the entry, the most important part is closing this account. So whichever side is more, you have to make total of both the side. And whenever you are finding short of your debit, you know the rule, debit should be equal to credit. So this side was short, and so you have to that short amount you have to write down as by balance carried down. The same amount you will bring to the next month, that is by balance brought down. So this is the way how to journalize, post the entry to your ledger account. After understanding the way to do it, it is a very simple. Okay, so do practice some more problems from your textbook. Attend the test paper attached. Meet you in the next class with a new concept. Till then, goodbye.